watched the new Elvis movie and now I just have hip thrusts and I'm caught in a trap stuck in my head constantly on repeat all the time. It's not a bad thing to have stuck in my head. Okay, let's get started. Hello and welcome to Practice Intimacy. This is the place to be to learn all about love, sex, and how to have the best relationships you possibly can. My name is Jami Lynn. I'm a marriage and family therapist, and I want to share with you an interaction that I had recently with a friend of mine and the thoughts that came up around it after I left the interaction and just kind of like pondered, I wonder what happened there. This is a person who is just such a sweet soul, just like a great person. We were talking about relationship and they were feeling sad that they're not in one right now, which I totally get. Like, for some people it's a joy not to be in a relationship, and for other people it's like, oh man, I just want a partner. But this person definitely wants a partner, and what I said to them was, yeah, you really deserve a great relationship. And immediately their protective system came online and they said to me like, you don't know what I deserve. And sitting with that, I was just kind of like, partly interesting. I'm always curious what sets off people's protective systems. There's nothing wrong with it. There's a great reason why this friend of mine had her protectors come up in that moment. But it's still curious. Like, I wonder what's going on in there. And so I started thinking about what might make a person think they don't deserve a really good relationship. And for me, whenever I was thinking about this, I thought that some of it would be lack of self-worth, thinking that you're either too much or not enough, or both at the same time for a lot of people. I'm not smart enough, I'm not funny enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not wealthy enough. Like all the different stories that people will tell themselves about worthiness and why they don't deserve a really good relationship. And usually that comes from history, but it's also a cultural thing, like all of us taking cultural messages about what makes us worthy and not worthy. And so when I was thinking about this deserving, a few things happened. One, I looked up the etymology because I'm a little bit nerdy like that. And the root word, there's like a Latin root that means to serve well or to serve vigorously. And when I hear that, I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound good, especially if it's in the context of like slavery. That sounds awful. I don't actually know the context for the word serve because I could not find that history. But the way I started thinking about it, the way that like fit for me in a positive, yes, people deserve to find love that matches how much they give. If you are in service to this world, if you are bringing yourself into not only interactions with people around you, but like your job, your relationship with your partner, if you're bringing yourself from a space of wanting to serve greater good, wanting to be of the most service to all beings on this planet, that to me seems like a great definition for deserving. So if you deserve, that means you receive something back for the service you give to this world. That's kind of how I'm thinking about it. You can let me know what you think about that definition or that way of thinking about it in the comments. Please tell me. But when I started thinking about it in that way, I was like, okay, so if deserving is about bringing service to the world, to your partnership, then it does kind of matter what level of commitment you have, what level of self-awareness, what level of empathy, what level of engagement and showing up in relationship you have. All of that would matter. My friend could do all of these things. She absolutely deserves a fabulous partner. But in reality, like, sure, everyone has basic inherent worth and value, and every single person on this planet, I believe, should receive compassion and kindness. And at the same time, you tend to get as much as you give. for the most part. Not true for everyone, there's some anomalies here, but in relationships specifically, you're going to get out of a relationship what you put into it. And so if you're really working to be a person who deserves a great relationship, one of two things needs to happen. Either you already deserve an amazing partnership, and you just don't know it because you've taken in a whole bunch of messages that you were unworthy in some way. And so if that's you, you need to work on your worthiness. You need to start telling yourself that you are lovable exactly as you are. You need to start believing that you are lovable exactly as you are, that nothing needs to be fixed or changed. There's nothing wrong with you. And for a lot of people, that is going to be the case. You are already inherently worthy. You are a good person who deserves a beautiful partnership. And then on the other side of it, there are some people who actually need to do some work before they really deserve an incredible partnership. They need to work on being more empathic and kind and compassionate. They need to be more self-aware and able to control impulses and take care of themselves and other people in a way that feels good. They need to maybe be more committed, able to stay in relationship and stick with it even whenever it's hard, because it will get hard. There's absolutely no relationship on this planet that is not hard at some point and will not be hard again. That's just part of living imperfectly as a human, trying to relate to other humans. Like, it's part of it. And so think about yourself. Which camp are you in? And my guess is you will probably know. You may not want to look at it yet, and that's totally fine, but the instinct, the immediate instinct that comes up inside of you, that intuition, trust it, it's probably right. Are you a person who actually needs to do some self-work and become a better partner so that you can be in a relationship that you truly deserve? Or are you a person who deserves a really good relationship because you have already done the work, or you were lucky enough to be born into a family that taught you how to be in relationship well, and you need to work on loving yourself and seeing yourself as you truly are and not believing that you're too much or not enough, and instead knowing deep down in your bones that you deserve something good in this life? Which one are you? Please leave me comments below. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what camp you believe you're in. And my final note on this topic, deserving good relationship, I was thinking about a reality. So, you know, if you've been watching my channel, that I absolutely love neuroscience. In particular, I love interpersonal neuroscience. It's a kind of a therapy model. It's a clinical way of working created by Dan Siegel. And he has one level of integration in this model that is called temporal integration. And it's basically the idea of being able to hold conflicting meanings, conflicting realities at the same time. Being able to hold two ideas that seem as though they are in conflict when really both are true. And so with deserving, what you might need to hold is, if you have done your work and you are in a space where you can offer really solid partnership, then you deserve a great relationship. You deserve love and kindness and compassion, and to be with a person who's going to cherish you, just like you would cherish them. And at the same time, there is absolutely no guarantee you will get that. Ugh, it's a little heartbreaking, isn't it? I'm a person who loves being with reality. I used to really fight grief. I used to fight it off tooth and nail, but now I'm like, okay, I can grieve the fact that I will not always get what I want. Thank you, Tantra. Thank you to my mentor, Jules, who taught me how to do that. And it's a process. I do not do it perfectly, but it's a process of grieving this reality that you could do all the work of being an incredible partner. You could absolutely deserve big love, and there's no guarantee you will get it. And so how do you hold yourself with loving kindness, knowing both of those things are true? It's a tough thing to do, but for me, the way I do it, first I hold both of those things, like I say them to myself. You deserve epic partnership and great love. There's no guarantee you will get it. And then just feeling love for myself and grief around the fact that life does not always go how we want it to. And there are lessons in that for us. Trying to fight against it would create suffering, so I'd much rather just be in acceptance of that fact and hold myself with love and allow that to kind of break open my heart a little bit more so I can be with other people who are experiencing pain around either believing they're not deserving or doing the work of becoming more and more deserving of love, kindness, compassion, partnership, whatever it is that they're working on, or are totally aware that they're deserving, have done all the work, and yet they still haven't found someone. Like, all of those are hard places to be in. And if you can hold yourself with love wherever you are, your heart is more open to hold other people who are in similar situations, similar pain. I hope that's helpful. It's what I was thinking about today. Leave me comments. Tell me what it was like to hear this idea. If you have questions, if you have thoughts, leave me those as well. I love hearing your questions. I love seeing your comments. And remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel. I will make content like this about love, sex, relationships, all the different topics related to being in partnership, or not even being in partnership. You could be single and dealing with this stuff. That's where I'm at right now. And yeah, is that it? Sometimes I forget how to end these things. It's been a year since I started recording and it's still hard. Okay, bye.